All right, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we are here breaking down a book collection that we just picked up. And I kind of thought it would be interesting for you guys to see this part of the process so you can kind of see what books are available before it hits the variety of different shops. You know, a lot of these will hit the antique mall, and that's kind of a section of books. And then we also have the nicer, the rarer books that will hit the online store. And so I just figured this would be a fun way to kind of spend 20 minutes just kind of going through it and just kind of see all the neat stuff, but right as I see it and check it in. And so here we go. This is right before we photograph it. So I have seen these before, but ooh, I need more space. I didn't think that through, did I? Let's start off with the smaller paperbacks, huh? So first we have a little bundle. This Morgan Llewellyn, I believe this Ireland, that's a trilogy. And I didn't want that book to be an orphan, so this is going to be one bundle. Then we have some kind of not super rare religious Christian books, but and I haven't looked at these, so don't hold me responsible for the content therein. But Lost Books of the Bible, probably not mainstream Christian stuff, but you know, some people find that stuff interesting. I know I do. We have another book bundle. And you see a lot of this kind of stuff in estate sales. A lot of these books, a lot of series, a lot of sets. So Adam Hamilton is not someone I'm overly familiar with, but nice little set. They're all in real nice condition. No book left behind, just saying. This is a really cool one. It seems like kind of not autobiographical, but biographical about Eleanor and Franklin Roosevelt. I actually have two copies of this. This is the first edition, first print. And even though this says the way it's identified still says this is, but this has to be a different print and a later print because this would have had to have been out for this to win this. So just logically, this has to be a later print. But they're both cool. So just one's a little bit cooler than the other. Then we have The Scramble for Africa, The White Man's Conquest of the Dark Continent from 1876 to 1912. History is important. Colonialism is a thing. Not all of our history is great. It is what it is. That's, you know, we learn it, we do better. That's what history is for. We don't run from it. We don't shy from it. So, American Notes. Rudyard Kipling. This is actually a really neat edition. Let me flip through this right quick. So these are called end papers. Those look really neat. And I thought that was really neat too. So it says art type edition. I don't see any other plates or anything in there. This is probably part of a larger set. So it says Registered Guild Library. If I had to guess, 1920s, 30s, somewhere in that range. Good News for the Modern Man. Large print. Then we have the Living Bible Paraphrased. Bibles sell very well. People collect these things. Each Bible kind of, you know, there's a lot of commentary, different ways to, you know, different translations. And so there's a huge market. Literally is the best-selling book. You know, not even making a religious statement saying that. It's just fact. So we have the Open Bible Expanded Edition. Again, just a different, this is really nice. So, yeah, brand new. Then we have, I sell quite a bit of Bibles. I sell quite a bit of old Catholic, I don't even know what they would call missals, I guess. Schofield Study System. So this is kind of more there's a concordance in here as well. So we would call this a nerd Bible. And I say that affectionately. Let's come back to that one, because that one's got a special surprise. This is David Attenborough. This guy, I think, was a little bit popular a little bit before my time, but it's from the BBC. Life of Birds, sealed, great condition. This one's super neat. This is Bob Brogue, Memories of a Hall of Fame Sports Writer, but that is what makes it super neat. Always flip open the books, friends. Always, always, always. And then also, You always kind of want to sometimes thumb through it too. You never know what you're going to find. Coolest thing I've found is a 1936 Gas House Gang, Dizzy Dean, that whole crew postcard. So definitely flip through it, because just flip through. One day I'm going to make a video and call it Bookmark Booty, and we'll do a whole series on it. All right, now to the big stack. This is a whole David McCullough run. Now, he writes a lot of history. David McCullough has twice received the Pulitzer Prize for Truman and John Adams, and twice received the National Book Award for The Path Between the Seas and Mornings on Horseback. So yeah, here's a lot. There's that book we just mentioned. There's that other book we just mentioned. So it's kind of... And there's Truman, which I've seen this book quite a lot, being from Missouri, because I believe Truman is from Missouri. So... yeah, super neat. So we'll sell this as a bundle. We'll keep these guys together. Hurrah! And so generally these bundles, they will go into the shop because they just take up so much space in the antique mall booth, and then they get scattered. So it's just easier to sell them online. So if you do end up wanting these, do please feel free to say something, and we could deliver local and stuff. So here's another series. I'm not familiar with this one. One of the great things about buying bookshelves and huge book collections is that you get exposed to so many different authors that you wouldn't necessarily get exposed to, which is a real neat way to kind of make sure you're not in an information bubble and just getting exposed to different, which is why you read in the first place, really. But anyway. So this looks to be a trilogy. It does seem like historical fiction. Cornwall, 18 to 1820. Graham's magical stories of the Poldark family conclude with the tale of Rossin de Melza of the wayward Valentine Warligan. Yep, so there you go. It's a Poldark novel. Apparently there's like 12 in this series. 12, 11, 10. So 10, 11, 12. So it's the back, I guess the back half of the back 9 or whatever that math is, back 6. Then we're wrapping up pretty quick on the books that are hitting the shop. And then also like topical bundles. There's a huge Irish community of book collectors, and I sell, and with being from where we're at, there's a large Irish community here. So I come across large amounts of Irish-centric books. So I make bundles out of them, and they sell really well. So if that's you. Now this next section is really just a huge mass of books that aren't necessarily particularly rare, but they are in great condition. People, obviously, there's a large amount of readers that just want to read and not necessarily are concerned with getting, the rare edition or the super expensive low print. That's not a concern. They just want to read the thing. So what we have here is just a massive amount of books that are just going to be cycled through the antique mall. So if you see anything that you like here, you can always shout here, but shortly after this video posts, they're either already in the antique mall or they're on their way. So definitely head up to Town Square Antique Mall, up by where Sherwin-Williams and Harbor Freight and Enterprises is. You just kind of by that Bantanis and Winsfeld. While this is playing in the background, I did want to take the opportunity to let you know, if you have a large collection of books that you're looking to find a new home that you want to make sure is taken care of and respected, I'm your guy. I will buy your entire house of books. I will buy the shelves. I will buy the bookcases and anything else you might want to sell, as long as it's vintage, magazines, pop culture, the whole deal. And I'll make sure it finds a second life in the right hands, So this is almost done. And like I said, these will be up at the Town Square Antique Mall. And hopefully they will see you there. Alrighty, here we're going to wrap up with this back half. I actually forgot that I had these priced and setting over to the side, so I just want to go over these real quick. This is the Louis L'Amour. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. This particular edition is the fancy faux leather collection. They have all of them in this, so yeah, it's kind of neat. There's a lot of them. There's like 100. This dude wrote like a ton. So this one's the story of the U.S. Marines. Really liked the end papers there. That was pretty neat. So there's that. That is from John Yancey. Why do I know that name? Anyway, it is illustrated, so that is cool. Landmark Books. So I have to flip through that before that goes out the door. I don't want to open this because it's not in the best shape in the world, but it is an Oliver Twist. It is a Charles Dickens. This style of book is 1800s, late 1800s. It's like their, think of it like their book edition, or their, their book club edition. Mass produced for that time, but neat nonetheless. So super cool. This is a really neat book, The Golden Treasury, American Songs and Lyrics. Old book. I usually wear gloves, but not right now because I forgot. So nice little plate there. It's really neat. You can actually see the square, so it actually was a print press. So that's really cool with these older books, just kind of how it was made. Then of course the 2-color, which means it had to be pressed twice, so it was just a pain in the butt. And this one is from 1897. Pretty neat. Colonial Press. So, neat stuff. America's old. So then, of course, this was old classic Herman Melville's Moby Dick. This is the Easton Press. It's got the, the gilt edges is what we call that, the ribbon bookmark. It's a nice copy. It's a little faded on the front, but a lot of the times, you display it like that, and that looks sharp on a shelf. I mean, of course, you buy it to read it, but it's also, kind of an art piece as well. So anyway, that's what we got. This is going up to the shop. When I say shop, I mean the online shop. These books here are actually going to the antique mall, so you'll be able to pick up those there. Yeah. So hopefully, I make more of these as I check in the collections, just to kind of show you a little bit behind the scenes and kind of just everything. It's kind of neat seeing stuff. So anyway, I like talking about it. So anyway, thanks for watching.